What's going on, guys? Here at Loving a great day today, and today we are back to do some more catch up on Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury. This is episode number 16, titled Cycle of Sin. Before I get to my thoughts, I want to hear from you guys, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know what you thought of this episode if you've seen it, and while you're there, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime Japanese gaming content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Picking up where episode 14 left off, Prospero explains to Belmeria that Eri's body couldn't survive in space, so her biometric data had to be transferred to the data storm. Without Ariel as a body, she would be lost forever. With the Dawn of Fold stepping forward as the attackers on the school, the Benerit group have been conducting searches on Earth, which has turned protests into riots and tensions have continued to rise. Without Delling at the helm, they're forced to elect a new president. Guel reunites with Lauda, promising to take care of everything concerning the company, and miorine finally returns to the school. Suletta and miorine visit the greenhouse and discuss what happened at mchat. She's overjoyed about miorine understanding the situation and showing some forgiveness, though can't grasp that killing someone was wrong, even if it was for the right reasons. Miorine confronts Prospero, who tells her about Delling being the reason why she lost everyone in the Vanadis incident, and the episode ends with her being told to run for presidency so work on Quiet Zero can continue. So I think in comparison to the two episodes that preceded this, there's nothing like major that goes down. This is one of those episodes where it kind of gives a little bit to everyone, where we're continuing to develop everyone's stories, whether that is through Shattuck, whether that's to do with Elan, who for whatever reason I just completely forgot to mention there in my recap of the episode, but he probably has one of the craziest moments in this episode where he tries to kind of hack into Ariel and goes into this weird thing where he's talking to Eri and his hermit scores like upped massively, he's like screaming in pain. It is a wild moment, and for whatever reason I just forgot to talk about it in the recap, but it might be my favourite moment of the episode. This is an episode that is pretty much filled with reunions, and when I say filled with, I mean there are a total of 2, but they are pretty big ones. Guel and Lauda reuniting, that was great to see, and of course seeing Guel back in the picture with everyone else, just coming straight in and kind of taking charge. You really see the maturity in this character. I don't think he's going to, of course, discuss with people everything that's kind of happened to him. I do hope that it eventually does come up, because I think it could be very interesting to see. And the reunion we have been waiting for since the fateful moment at the end of the first core, Suletta and miorine, and seeing them coming to terms with one another after that. And Suletta just has that same kind of reaction where she just listens to everything her mother says. It becomes frustrating, but at the same time, like, it's so interesting to watch that she will literally follow every word that her mother says. It's kind of wild. No person does that without having some sort of mind control. Alas, it's obvious that this relationship is still fractured and will continue to be like that. Prospero is definitely a standout here, though. We kind of start the episode picking up where the end of episode 14 left off, with the big reveal of Eri being Ariel, and they explain that. And, when we got that reveal of Eri being Ariel, everyone was like, wow, Prospero's so messed up, putting a child into a robot. This is some Evangelion type stuff, and it's incredibly messed up on paper, sounds it. When you actually hear the explanation, you kind of completely understand it. You don't really see her as a villain there, because she basically saved her child the only way that she possibly could in that moment. It wasn't for some sort of weird experiment or to, attempt to get back at the Benerit group or anything like that. It was just, this is the only way I can save my child because her body cannot survive the harshness of space. I have to put her into this robot. And then you end the episode with her telling miorine that her father just wiped out everyone she knew. Like, her father is the object of the revenge of the Samaya family. And that moment when she pulls her in close and whispers to her and says, I want you to hear the screams of all of my family, my friends, my colleagues, it's tragic. As much as we kind of seen Prospero as this like antagonizing force, this villainous presence to the series, it's kind of hard at times not to root for her. I know that she kind of wants to commit some sort of like genocide thing on the Benerit group, but we saw in the prologue how tragic that episode was, and the fact that she lost everyone there. At times, regardless of her intended methods, you do have to sympathize with her. Overall, whilst this is definitely one of the weaker episodes of the second core, that is by no means saying that it's a bad episode, because every single one has been top tier incredible. This is no exception. This is still a great episode. It just doesn't have that kind of major driving force behind it that maybe episode 14 or episode 15 had. There's plenty of little things here to get excited about and little things to talk about, like the thing with Elan and Eri, the stuff with Prospero putting Eri into Ariel, the reunions that we're getting in this episode. There's a lot of small things to talk about, and there's some really great scenes. So whilst it isn't the strongest episode of the core, it pretty much blows out of the water most other anime series that are airing right now. Before I do get out of here though, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming content. If you want to see more Witch from Mercury coverage in the future, I'll be talking about this series on a weekly basis. I know we've gotten far behind, but I'll be doing some catch up and then we'll kind of be back on track. Above all else, though, I want to hear from you guys, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know what you thought of this episode if you've seen it. Think it was better than the previous two? Do you think it was worse than the previous two? And what was your favourite moment here? But as always, thank you so much for tuning into mchat today, and I'll see you all in the next video.